How's everybody doing today? My voice is still a little bad, but I am going to try to get through this because there's a few things I want to try to go over. A little different topic than normal. I'm not just trying to play a game this time, but it is about a game that I have been deeply involved in for many, many years. But
Our new world tree.
I want to
But
play
fear
this
not,
just to
that's
see
not the
his
end of our
stage
time in the
presence.
Dragon Isles.
I
There's a
can't
lot
do
more
a
to come in
reaction
Dragonflight that will serve
because,
as both the
well,
epilogue of this story.
I've already
and the
watched it
bridge
several times,
to our
but
next
there
one.
is a couple of issues that I haven't seen
Like I said
anybody
earlier, we are evolving. We are
say
changing our approach to this big,
or
beautiful
mention.
game
I'm sorry.
and how we look ahead to new chapters. Blizzcon, it's time for a new adventure. One that has grown from the very seeds of what captured our hearts when we first set foot in Azeroth. For veteran players, the last 20 years have led us to this. And for those who have yet to join us, now is the time. And who better to talk about the first step in this journey?
Everybody already knows.
Than someone who carved the path in the first place. Everyone, please welcome my friend and the executive creative director of the Warcraft universe, Chris Metzen.
I don't care how many times I see this. It just hits right here. And boy, does this man know how to sell.
What up, Blizzcon? Holy smokes! Horde, where you at? Alliance! Blizzcon as one! Holy smokes, thank you. Thank you. It is, thank you guys. It has been a long, strange trip to get back to this spot. I tell you that.
And it has been. Let me pause it for a second. Let's go here. 2011.
Ladies and gentlemen,
I'm not playing the whole
please
thing.
welcome Senior Vice President of Story and Franchise Development, Chris Metzen.
What up, BlizzCon?
Good Lord, there's a lot of people here. Guys, how you doing? I am geeked out of my mind right now. I can barely stop shaking. So I apologize if I flip out. It's gonna be fine. We are gonna make it through this together. Guys, you might be wondering, what kind of jackass rolls out wearing a lion sweater and carrying a doomhammer? The quick, easy answer to that is this kind of jackass. I'm exactly that kind of jackass. Today, Alliance, Horde. You can shout out if you want. Guys, today, we celebrate as one. Today, you will be honored as one. Because today, you find out what your new expansion is. You guys gotta get one of these. For the Horde! I didn't mean that, Alliance. I just meant let's engage with each other in a constructive and non-violent way. We gotta make up something this badass for the Alliance. We'll work on it. But I think you will agree that this thing illustrates just the power and the scope and the scale and, damn it, the majesty of Diablo 3. You know, there's something about the idea of Thrall and Zeratul fighting back to back that just geeks me up.
Let's go ahead and pause it there. Go to 2013.
But I don't want you to think that the journey's over yet. So I want to welcome to the stage my creative partner for many, many years to introduce to you the next chapter in World of Warcraft. So please give a huge ovation for Chris Metzen.
Yes and yes! Goodness gracious, guys, it is awesome to be back here again with you this year. And I'm going to apologize up front as usual. I'm totally peaked. It is going to be okay. You know, as Rob was saying, it is such an amazing time to be part of this thing called Warcraft. With the feature film in development, it's really good. At long last, with the debut of Hearthstone and all the ongoing development, you know, that we're normally doing on the game, oh boy, this is one of those moments. Yeah, geek is forgetting your lines. With all of these things in development, we have been thinking a lot about Warcraft, about what makes it tick, what makes it distinct. What is it about it after all these years, coming up on almost 19 years? We've been working on this thing. What keeps us coming back to it? What keeps it fresh for us? Oh, thank you.
And at this point, he's talking 19 years of when Warcraft first came out. Not the entire World of Warcraft.
We've been thinking a lot about the early days. How many of you were...
But still, you just see his stage presence, even when he retired and stepped down.
All right, so Mr. Johnson, I have two questions. Alliance, I don't want to offend you. The first question is, Horde, where are you at? Good, I'm glad you're here. Oh, hell. Alliance, where are you at? Excellent, excellent. My question is on behalf of the Horde. Good Lord, everyone, can we have a round of applause for Alex's sexy V-neck? Look at that. It's one of the things I miss most about work is that sexy man right there. The second question is, when is the Horde getting its true war chief back? That was it.
Thrall? You're talking about Thrall? Thrall.
Wait, who?
Thrall? I think he means
Yeah,
Thrall.
Thrall.
Alex, you want to do that one?
I could feel it probably. I miss you. We all do. That's a great question. A person I've never met before. I had no idea you'd be here. You know, I'm going to guess, I will surmise, there may very well be a job posting up soon on the Orgrimmar War Board looking for new war chief. I don't know. It might happen. And if there is, we'll call you.
Hey, love you guys. I miss you.
Ladies and gentlemen.
And the answer to that is back to this year's BlizzCon.
It has been interesting this past year being back under the hood of World of Warcraft. It has reminded me of a few things. One, I love Warcraft. Number two, you know what? I really missed this work. And number three, on the real, it feels amazing to be back and part of this Blizzard family again. As Holly said a bit ago, next year is the 20th anniversary of World of Warcraft. I can't even believe it. Whatever. How many of y'all have been playing from the beginning?
Not from the beginning. Right before TBC came out is when I started.
So
I
given
mean,
that,
let's see if I can get it on camera.
what was that?
Let's
Doesn't
see.
matter.
Yeah. I'm Horde.
We started thinking.
All the way.
So,
I do
what
want to
next?
get an alliance win right here,
Right.
though.
what expansion hook, what single storyline could possibly match such a historic occasion? We started thinking about, well, I did, the good old days, right? And some of those early mythic ideas that kind of established the background of Warcraft. Started thinking about even some of the newer ideas that have played out more recently, but still in a way feel a little unresolved. And in the mix of all that stuff, in the mix of all those ideas, particular things like, what the hell has Magni actually been babbling about all these years? Was the thing that he came to warn us about in Battle for Azeroth, did it actually play out? Or is there potentially something darker still looming on the horizon? I don't know. Will there eventually be an apocalyptic confrontation between the forces of the light and the void? Talk to me, Blizzcon. I'll tell you what, for nothing, my pally Maine, I'm all in on that kind of thing if it happens. It's gonna happen. And really the big question for all the marbles, what have the Titans actually been doing since the dawn of civilization? What is the real purpose of all of their cute little installations slammed into the side of the planet? Do we know everything we need to know about their real intentions for our world? Just saying. Blizzcon, all of these hooks, and 100 more. 68, carry the 2, a bunch more. All cooking in the pot. Started to reveal a storyline. Something epic. How epic? Real epic. A storyline that in almost every way feels like the culmination of the first 20 years of our storytelling. A storyline, provided we do our jobs, we do the thing, that will vector us into the next 20 years of adventure. Blizzcon. Are you with me, Blizzcon?
Yeah. Go with you.
We call this storyline the World Soul Saga.
Okay, I do want to pause it here. Saga. That's the key word of this entire thing. I'll come back to that.
The World Soul Saga is so epic, as we covered. It cannot be contained within any single expansion. It is built to play out over multiple expansions over the next few years. Come on now. Having said that, we are working on multiple ways to deliver this adventure to you a little faster than you're used to. We're not going to get into it at this BlizzCon, forgive me. But keep your ears peeled. I assure you, we are moving with purpose. And the last thing we really want is for y'all to have your grandkids controlling your mouse and your keyboard trying to wrap this thing up. So, it's coming. Also, given the scale of this monster, we have decided to change it up today. Here we go. Dun, 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 dun. Instead of just debuting your next expansion all on its lonesome, we have decided to give you a glimpse at your next 3 expansion sets.
Now, before he announces everything, go back just a frame or two.
Decided to give you a glimpse at your next 3 expansion sets.
Right behind him, it still says Saga. 3 usually means a trilogy.
My friends, I'm going to warn you, there may be mild spoilers ahead. Actually, I'm just kidding. They ain't mild. Buckle up. Are you ready, BlizzCon?
BlizzCon has not been this exciting
The first part of the World Soul
since
Saga.
Chris left.
And your 10th expansion is called World of Warcraft, The War Within. In this chapter, you will be descending into the heart of Azeroth itself, exploring new subterranean kingdoms and engaging with ancient cultures like the Earthen and the terrifying Nerubians of Azj-Kahet. But as the forces of darkness close in around our precious world soul, you, yeah, that's you, will be called to do what you always do, which is dispense indiscriminate justice upon all those who got it coming. Talk to me, BlizzCon. The second part of the World Soul Saga
First one's
is called
dwarves.
World of Warcraft Midnight. In this chapter, you will be returning, ready, to the old world, to the fabled lands of Quel'Thalas.
Elves.
There, the forces of the Void have invaded Azeroth, intent on snuffing out the light of the Sunwell and plunging the world into darkness and fear. You will not only help reunify the scattered elven tribes of Azeroth, but you will make your stand with the forces of the light and banish the shadow forever.
The Void.
Of course, BlizzCon, it is Azeroth.
things may not go to plan. Things may just spiral wildly out of control, leading us to the third part of the World Soul Saga. World of Warcraft, the last Titan.
Everybody's speculating that it's Azeroth.
In this chapter,
What if it's
you
not?
will again be returning
'Cause
to
listen.
the old world, this time to the wintry lands of Northrend. And there, at Ulduar, you will bear witness to the return of the Titans to Azeroth. And
The
there,
actual Titans.
you will uncover a vast conspiracy, one that stretches throughout the history of the world, one that will challenge everything you think you know about the Titans, their intentions, and the true nature of Azeroth itself. In time, my friend, in time. And
As
it's
of right
called
now,
Silithus.
a lot of the sword. Silithus.
Blizzcon.
A lot of people think the
Our dear hope, as that you can
Titans
see when it
are
comes
not
to
that
WoW
good.
storytelling,
are very good.
we ain't screwing around.
Now we're going to actually find out. We're going to finally
We
get
are
conclusions
playing for all
to some of
the
the stories,
We
some
are
of the
working to establish
questions
a
we've been
thundering
asking
heartbeat
all
for
these
this
years.
franchise. Now,
And this is just my allergies and
Now,
it hurt my throat. So
hearken to me. Always wanted to say that. Thank you. Whether you are a current player, and I'm going to bet that most of you are, or maybe you jumped off the WoW train a few expansions ago, now is the time to come home. Now is the time to pull on your boots, pick up your broadsword or your favorite glowy staff, and get in this fight. Friends, Azeroth needs her defenders now more than ever. Now, in a few moments, we are going to give you a deeper look at the war within. But before we do that, I want to leave you with a little something to chew on. I want to remind you all that sometimes very epic things can begin with small, heartfelt moments. What you're about to see is one of those moments. And with that, BlizzCon, proud defenders of Azeroth, let the World Soul Saga begin.
Gotta get another drink. I'm gonna pause it after the cinematic. Now I'm gonna shut up again. Besides saying this, Andy Wynn's growing up. Finally.
You're here to tell me we don't get to hide. Is that it?
You needed time. We stayed away. But time by itself heals nothing.
You didn't just come here for me. It's the visions. You've seen them.
I suspect many have lately. Something, someone, is calling out from the heart of the world, like a voice from a dream. Something dark is coming, Anduin. The world needs your light again. My son.
I am not that person anymore. I have no light.
He kind of sounded
Not
like
after what I've
Anakin right
seen.
there.
Not after what I've done.
You are not your past, Anduin. I trust you.
Hear me.
They're getting worse. Look, whatever's coming, I'll stand with you. Of course I will. But we were drawn here by the voice. Who is it, Thrall? Who's calling out to us?
I'm not sure yet. But that sword was aimed at someone.
We ain't ignoring the sword anymore. So let's pause this part for just a minute. So that with Chris Manson and the way he presents himself, the way he brings all this together, plus
Thanks to my experience playing Blizzard games over the last 20 years, our world, we know we don't have to do it right. We build, but many of you may have heard the recent news of the Xbox gaming family.
yeah, there we go. Everybody at Blizzard seems a lot more confident,
Both
a
Blizzard
lot
and
more
Xbox believe that gaming
enthused.
is a unifier.
I believe
That we should
this is
all
part of
be
the
able to
reason.
play anywhere and any way we want to play. That when the creativity of some of the best developers, artists, and storytellers in the world is fearlessly unleashed, everyone wins. With that in mind, someone is here backstage who'd like to say hello. Over the years, he and I played a bunch of games together. Please join me in welcoming my friend, our friend, the CEO of Microsoft Gaming, Phil Spencer.
Just remember, because this happened, that means that the transaction is already done. The acquisition's already complete, or he wouldn't be here.
Thank you, Mike. And hello, everybody, BlizzCon.
So it's no longer just
this is my first
Activision
BlizzCon ever.
anymore. It ain't the same people
And it's great to feel
pulling
the
the
energy
strings
in the room.
anymore.
You are the reason we make games. Your love for these games truly is inspiring. I recently have spent so much time playing Diablo 4 with my
We don't want to hear about no Diablo. But everybody's been seeming a lot more into it, a lot more into the storytelling. So much so, a lot of people that I've been paying attention to, like Asmongold. Of course, he's going to say good things. He jumps back in every time. He might say some bad things about it here and there. What if this? What if that? But he's usually on board. But I want to concentrate on the people that's been bashing. Wow. Bashing Blizzard. After all this, it's got, let's see, which one do I want? Yeah, I want this one first. It's got him saying this about Chris. Now, this is Rukon. Pretty good guy. All due
Individual.
respect.
Okay. This man goes up on stage and he could sell condoms to a nun and then convince her to use them. Okay.
Yep.
That's what Chris Metzen, like, look, Chris Metzen took the stage, and let's also maybe preface this by saying that, like, apart from the World of Warcraft
And
panel,
this is
the
Akalon.
BlizzCon opening ceremony was terrible. Am I wrong there?
No, it should not be called BlizzCon. It should be called WoWCon. Because
Everything else was just like, bleh.
Dude, if you paid for the ticket in order to see any of the other games,
basically, WoW was the biggest part, the most enthusiastic part of this BlizzCon. But it also got him to say this.
Blizzard will be forced to design you get inside the tower.
You're literally
and it is
describing
only in the tower.
You're
Deep dungeons.
describing deep dungeons, yeah.
Exactly, right? Deep Dungeons is a great example of a passive evergreen system, because it doesn't matter what expansion you're in. When you go back to the Deep Dungeon, you are at the level that you were in for the Deep Dungeon when it
They're
was
just
current.
speculating right now.
Because
This ain't the
Deep
part that
Dungeons
I'm
don't
wanting to
scale
see.
with gear. You don't take your normal gear into it. I would like to see Blizzard maybe alternate. So one expansion, an active evergreen system, the next expansion, a passive evergreen system, and so on and so forth. Because you do start running into some serious issues if you continuously add, because we get better at doing it every single time.
It's like delves to me actually seem more appealing at this point than dungeons, because, you know, dungeons are going to suffer from that whole thing.
You will be pre-ordering that.
How those words?
Serious issues if you continuously add active evergreen systems, because in
We'll
about
just let
6
it play
expansions from
here.
now, your entire team is focused on just hardcore trying to make all of these evergreen systems in the game. Now, there's also a little bit of a benefit to this, which I really hope that Blizzard can hone.
We get tons of content.
We do get tons of content, but the other benefit you get...
I can't believe that I just said we. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, well, you're already there, bro.
My brain, it didn't even think. It was just like, yeah, we get tons of content. It's like, what do you mean, we, motherfucker?
That's
It's like,
the
now
Mason effect, man.
the rational part of my brain kicked in. It's like, what the fuck do you mean, we? How
That's
those
the
words
Mason
even
effect.
came out of your mouth?
Mason has you, bro. You will be pre-ordering that in the next week. You don't have to worry about it.
Stop.
But the thing is, right? So
yeah. So He goes in and out of it. He's rage quit WoW before. Akalon has never really dropped a subscription. Me, on the other hand, I dropped my subscription back in June. Well, I'm getting ready to re-up it because I'm probably going to pre-order the bitch. Because I'm excited about it. And even though that they only announced three, remember, a trilogy is 3. A saga, and correct me if I'm wrong, please. A saga is usually more than 3, more than a trilogy. So we're going to be looking at what? 4, 5, 6. And I've heard a lot of people. I've been watching a lot of people about this before I decided to even attempt to make any type of content about it. They've been relating it to Star Wars. So if you remember, the original trilogy was 3. A New Hope, Empire Strikes Back, Return of the Jedi. It did not become a saga until they made the prequels. 6. And he said the third expansion, not the third and final expansion, would be The Last Titan. The next expansion could be The New Beginning or A New Beginning. Something in that aspect, diving back into the meat, the heart of World of Warcraft. But I do like the evergreen system too.
Anymore. I do have to say though, every time I see that cinematic, and I've seen it
because I've been hearing people say,
gets me right
"What's going to be the
heart.
next saga?"
It feels like a new beginning.
3 is usually a trilogy. I could be wrong. You can bash me if you want.
Going. And now that you've
I don't
seen
care,
or heard
but
the overview for the World
that's where
Cup
I stand
saga,
on it.
Let's talk about the war within. As we all gather and explore beneath the surface, we're
going to watch a little bit more of this, and that's where I'm going to end it.
They will be led by someone we were first introduced to in Legion, Xal'atath, a harbinger of the Void. The Void brings
Legion.
destruction and darkness that threatens all light in our world. The last time we saw Xal'atath, she promised we would meet again. And it turns out she was right. And while Anduin, Thrall, and others share the same visions emanating from the heart of the world, some are seeing something quite different.
My visions are not the same as the others. No radiance, no song. Just the shadow taunting me from below.
God, it looks awesome. Just remember, that's a crystal. If you watch the deep dive, that is a crystal that lights this underground kingdom. This is like the lost world brought to life. Them were the original dwarves. Look at the dynamic flying system. We're getting everything we wanted in this, as far as right now. We're even getting a better evergreen system that's going to help us gear a better
upon the edge of a knife
way to play with our alts.
And our battle.
Trust me, I got a lot of alts.
Within.
I got at least one of every tank. Because I am a tank.
In the War Within, alongside beautiful, unique underground
In
zones,
a lot of
we will
cases,
have
I used to be a
challenging
raid
dungeons
lead.
and raids, and some new features too that are built to last. If you like exploring on your own with a couple of friends or family, we have delves. These are a variety of bite-sized experiences for 1 to 5 players that will offer endgame rewards.
The new Evergreen system.
You may also find in your delve a familiar character who'd be willing to fight alongside you.
Yeah.
And if you're like me and you have an obsession with alts, we have war bands.
Yes.
With this feature, you could treat all of your characters like family and share banks, reputations, transmos, We're also introducing a new layer of customization for your class specs with hero talents. You might want to take your character down the path of a Dark Ranger, let's say, or a Farseer, and more. Also, during your travels underground, you will meet the Earthen Dwarves, and you'll be able to unlock them as our new allied race.
We'll find out more about the Earthen for a change. Finally.
Who doesn't love a dwarf? The facial hair options are spectacular. There's so much more to talk about, so please join the What Next panel that's coming up right after the opening ceremony right here. What I is that the call to get into the fight to save our world will ring out when The War Within releases next year. And lastly, I sincerely want to say, we are so excited to begin this new journey with you. And from our hearts to yours, thank you for bringing our world to life. And now, with his own note of thanks, Mike Ibarra.
Now, on that, remember, we got a lot more coming your way with all the information that we're going to be having towards Blizzcon. So stick around and let's join the adventure together. So until next time, remember, hit that like button, comment down below, and hit that subscribe button. And this is Kirk coming at you with World of Warcraft. Until next time, peace out.